leader's just done a 130.6. Okay, Craig, we've got 6 minutes to do the business. The leader has just done a 130.4.
Green.
Fastest lap for Bryden, 130.2. That puts you 1.0 off the leader's pace. Sector 1 is 0.4 off the pace. Sector 2 is 0.4 off the pace. Sector 3 is 0.2 off the pace. P11, you're currently 0.9 off the pace. Sectors 2 and 3 are 0.3 off the pace. Sector 1 is 0.3 off the pace.
30.7.
P8, that's your best lap in the session. You're now 0.6 off the pace. You're a tenth off the pace in Sector 1. Sector 2 is 0.3 off the pace. You're 2 tenths off the pace in Sector 3. That's the end of the session. 10th position.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to another round of Formula 3. This week we are at Circuit Villeneuve. As we all know, we are here for a sprint race. So the first race is 10 minutes. Second race is 15 minutes with a reverse top 10 grid. Reminder to all drivers, if you want me, you must say race control, car 818, lap 5. Anything else outside of those parameters, I will not be looking at your incident. Straight and simple. As a reminder, overlap is axle to axle, and that means full wheel axle to axle. So please keep that in mind. If you need me, I'll be here. Thank you.
T-minus 30 seconds.
The estimated SOF is 2,677.
Okay, Craig.
It's competitive
Stay calm.
out there.
Focus.
Head down, stay sharp.
Okay, standing start.
Green,
Let's
green,
go.
green. Got 10 laps to go.
Car right.
Stay on the left.
Car right.
Still there.
Clear on your right.
Still
3
there.
wide. You're in the middle.
3 wide. Still hold. Clear.
Clear all round.
Clear on the left. Right
Car
side.
right. Right side's clear.
Clear. Car
On your right. Right side's clear.
Clear.
Car right. Clear right.
Clear. Left
Left
side.
side.
Still there. Hold your line. You're on the right.
3 wide. You're on the right.
Hold your line. Hold your line. Car on your left. 2 wide.
Clear left.
Clear on the left. .169.
E7. Incident in Senna. We think it might be Maverick and Brooker.
Race control left to car 23.
Car 23.
30.998. Go left. There's an incident ahead.
There's an incident in Senna. It looks like Purvis.
Car
On your left. Clear left.
Clear on the left.
Brilliant. Nice one. Come on, Craig.
Right
Car right. Clear
Car
right.
in P1.
Great
Just
stuff.
left the
Keep it coming, mate.
fastest
P5.
lap. 29.989. Clear 30.894. Just set the fastest lap of the session. You're in fifth. 5 minutes to go. Car in P1, just set the fastest lap. 29.929, 30.887. Just set the fastest lap of the session.
.998, 996 plus 5.
Copy 996. .65. That was your fastest lap of the session. It's going well. Keep at it.
Okay, Craig, the next car is Adam, and their rating is 2.8.
You just got the white flag. That means one more lap to go. The leader is running 30.253. 30.418.
Your lap times are improving. This is exactly what we need. One more to go. Has won the race. P5. Okay, it's over. Well done, mate. Good finish.
Checkered flag, checkered flag. Good job. Very good job.
That's the end of the session. Checkered flags out. 6th place. That's the end of the session. B6.
The estimated SOF is 2,677. Let's take opportunities.
Okay, Craig, we'll be in the mid-pack here. We're expecting you to finish in position 8. The field strength
Waiting on the
is
final car,
2,600. Watch for the lights. Standing start now.
Green,
Floor
green,
it. Green, green, green.
Car on
Left
your left.
side.
Still there.
Clear left.
Clear on the left. Go left. The next car's the leader. Car on your left. Go on the right.
Clear left.
Clear. His front wing's
Car
gone.
left.
251.
Probably lost major
Clear left
downforce.
on your right.
Watch for understeer.
Clear
Car
right.
Clear on the right. That aero damage is probably slowing you a lot.
Right side.
Stay on the left.
Clear right.
Still
Car right.
there. Hold your line. There's an incident behind.
Right side's clear.
Clear on the right.
Oh, no, big flat line.
Car
Clear
right.
right.
Clear on the right. There's an
Pit lane
incident
speed
behind.
limit is 80 kilometers per hour.
Pit box in 10. 5,
Box in for 5,
3,
4, 3,
1.
2, 1.
Right here.
Box now.
We're done. Get going.
Front left, 98%. Right rear, 99. Looks like you're clear on the pit exit. There's an
left.
incident in Wall of Champions. Looks like it's white. The guy in front is Adam, and their rating is 2.8. The gap to Adam ahead is now 1.9 seconds. Incident in Wall of Champions. We think it might be Leach. The leader has just done a 131.1.
.29.
Hey, race control, you got a topping?
Yeah, I'm back. I crashed. Copy 130.
The car in P2 just set the fastest lap. 30.729.
All right, Craig, there are chances here. Let's make sure we can take it. P11.
Just set the fastest lap. 30.547.
There's an incident in turn 3. It looks like it's Wakefield.
You got a slow car on the left. Go right. Left
Car
side.
left, clear left.
Clear on the left. Minutes to go. The car in P3 just set the fastest lap. 29.972. .827.
P10. There's an incident in Senna. It looks like Baldwin.
Car
On your
right.
right.
Still there.
Clear right.
Clear on the right.
There's an incident in the hairpin.
Leader
I think it might be Wakefield.
.155.
P11. Fucking hell, get your head down.
The car in P10 just set the fastest lap. 29.608.
Incident in turn 1. It looks like Draper.
Car 041 is up the front. 5 minutes to go. 30.347. It's just set the fastest lap of the session. Car stopped on the right. Go
There's an
left.
incident in turn 6. It looks like it's Purvis. .304. 10th position.
New fast flat for you.
Car right.
Stay on the left. Stay on the left.
Hold your line. Right side's clear.
Clear on the right.
Car left.
Still
Clear
there.
left.
Clear on the left.
Left side. Clear left.
Clear on the left.
Just 2 minutes left. 2 minutes to go. Nice pass.
32.371.
There's an incident in Senna. Looks like it's Purvis.
Last lap.
One more lap to go.
30.074. New fast lap for you. You have about 5 laps of fuel left.
Left side. Clear left.
Clear on the left. Car stops on the right.
P9.
All
That's
right,
it.
there's your
We're
ticket
done.
flag.
Oh, bad luck, Craig.
Nice run. Solid work.
That's the end of the session. Pit lane speed limit is 60 kilometers per hour.
Right
You're all
side.
clear. Stay behind the line. Car right. Clear right.
Clear.
New fastest lap for B 135.90. Slippy surface flags out.
They say you cut the course. You'll have to slow down and give up the time gain.
Right, mate.
Slippery surface flag, be careful. That's the end of the session. P19.
That's my bad.
Exits clear.
On your
9
left.
minutes to get a decent
Clear.
lap in. Clear left. The track temperature's decreasing. It's now 22 Celsius. Car right side's clear.
Clear. Slow down. You got a penalty for cutting the course.
You're outside of track limits there.
They say you cut the course. You'll have to slow down and give up the time game.
The leader's just done a 137.83. The leader's just done a 136.81. Heads up, there's a car exit in the pits. Mind these track limits, please, Craig. Front left, 98%. Left rear, 98. That's a new fastest lap for Matthew, 136.03. New fastest lap for Edmonds, 135.76. Watch your speed. That's a new fastest lap for Scott, 135.64. Blue flag. Blue flag. Fastest lap for Edmonds, 135.40. That's a new fastest lap for Scott, 135.25. Showing the slippery surface flag. Yellow flag. New fastest lap for Scott, 135.22. P15. Clear right, clear. That's your
Zero,
quickest lap.
7,
You're currently 1.9 seconds off the pace. Sectors 2 and 3 are 0.7 off the pace. Sector 1 is 0.44 off the pace. Slippery surface flag. We've got damage.
You've got wheel damage.
It exits clear. Blue flag. Car right. Right side's clear.
You're on the right.
Blue flag. There's damage.
You've got about 5 laps of fuel left.
Car approaching. Watch your mirrors. Blue flag. Yellow flag. Slippery surface flag. blue flag. Only 2 more laps of fuel. Yellow flag, keep your wits about you, mate.
About 2 laps of fuel, 38.0.
You're running last. You're now 2.9 seconds off the leader's pace. Okay, Craig, hit this lap, in this lap. That's the end of the session. P19.
Hey guys, welcome to round 7 of the GT3 Waste Options Pro from Magnicor. Tonight we have a 1 hour race. You have 2 compulsory pit stops. You have 17x for the first one, then 7 for the first drive-through, then 7x for the next drive-throughs thereafter. Please ensure as you're going up the front straight, if you have all 4 wheels to the right of the white line and you come back down to go into turn 1, and you actually hit somebody, you're in the wrong, because GSRC rules state that on track is in between the 2 white lines. By all means, you can be out there, but if you come back down in and hit somebody, you're in the wrong. Other than that, guys, please enjoy yourself. Have a great night. Respect your fellow competitors. Also, if you need something, by all means, give me your car number and lap number 2, guys.
P19. 60 minutes.
1 lap to
Your
green.
tyres are cold,
Line
watch
up
out.
on the left side.
Sorry, can I just double check with the plan for single file still like the game? It's really doesn't too far.
1. Closed. Pit road is closed. It's competitive out there.
This is a
Head
rolling
down,
start.
stay
We need to
sharp.
That's
follow
up to
car
you
number
guys.
5. 11.
I'll sort it out. I'm happy with either.
Catch up 037.
Safety car speed is 72 kilometers per hour.
Catch up 130. Car catch up 316. Car.
Catch up to car number 5. 11.
About to go green. Stay focused.
Alright, Craig, here we go.
Green,
Floor
green,
it.
You're on the
Three
left.
clear right.
Rewind. Clear all out.
Incident
I see
in
that
Randy
one.
Corbett. You think it might be King?
Topic 16.
Car on your
Left
left.
side.
Still there. Hold your line.
Clear left.
Clear. Car on
Car
your
left.
You're in the
Clear
middle.
left.
3 wide. Right side. 2 wide.
You're in the middle. 3 wide.
3 wide.
Car on your
Two
car
wide.
right.
Still there.
You're on the left. 3
Right
wide.
side. 2 wide.
Right side's clear.
You're on the right.
Damage.
Car on
Car
your
left. Click car left.
Still
Clear
there.
left
Hold your
side.
line.
Clear
Keep
left.
to the right. Clear.
Yellow, clear left.
Clear. 48.9.
16th place. Slippery surface flag, careful.
Sorry, mate.
Yellow flag.
38.787. There's an incident behind. Left
On
side.
your left.
You're on the right.
3 wide, you're on the right.
Left side, 2 wide. You cut that
Clear
corner
left.
and got a slow down
Left
penalty.
side.
Clear.
Clear left.
You're on the left.
517 up 3.
Copy 517.
The car in P1 just set the fastest lap. 36.906. 41.461. Car in P1 just set the fastest lap. 36.719.
V16. Car right. Clear right.
Clear. The car in P1 just set the fastest lap. 36.59. 38.404.
15 replace. Red yellow flag, there's debris on the track. Okay, Craig, ignore that fucker in the mirror. Stick to your line, nail those exits.
The car in P1 just set the fastest lap. 36.41. Just set your fastest lap to set.
The next car is Jen. Gap to V16, behind is now 1.9. announcement, resurface flag. King behind is now 1.3. P15. The gap behind is now 1.3. That was 138.69. Sector 1 is 0.5 off the pace. Sector 2 is 0.7 off the pace. Sector 3 is a second off the pace. Aperturely King behind is now 1.2.
They say you cut the cord. You'll have to slow down and give up the time game. Car stop on the left. Car
Yellow
stop
flag.
on the left. Go right. 38.387.
13th place.
You got about 5 laps of fuel left.
Red yellow flag. Watch for debris on the track.
The leader just did a 36.413. Cut the cord. You've got to slow down and give up that time.
You need to slow down and give back some time. The Aperturely King behind is now 1.4 seconds. You've got about 3 laps of fuel left.
The car in front is pitting.
Only 2 laps of fuel left. Okay, great. The next car is Fitzgerald. Gap to P13, behind is now 4.0. P12, we think you'll be out of fuel on the next lap. That was at 38.44.
One lap of fuel left. The leader,
Scott, is pitting. Coming to the pits at the end of this lap. Box this lap. Bianchi, car number 037, is now in the lead. 2 litres left.
You should pit to refuel. The car in front is pitting.
The gap to right behind is now 2.9 seconds. 2.
Right here.
Box now. Left front, 79%. Left rear, 82.
Okay, go.
Watch your mirrors, there's a car approaching. The car ahead is Rogers, and their rating is 3.9.
The leader's pitting now.
Wood is entering the pits. He's in P9. We think he'll come out just behind you.
The car in front is pitting.
Come on, keep digging. V14. On your left.
Still there, hold your line.
Clear left.
Clear. Left
Car
side.
left. Clear left.
Clear.
There's an incident in Adelaide. It looks like King.
The leader is running 37.005. Car 261. Up the front.
Okay, great. Relax, focus, keep it smooth. V13.
Pulling away from the car behind. The gap is 1.3 seconds.
Come on, don't make it easy for him. Make him go the long way around. The car in front is Wood, and their rating is 3.2. We're halfway through. We think about 30 laps of fuel remaining. You're reeling P12. The gap is now 1.7 seconds. Behind is now 1.5 seconds. 6, reach Craig.
The leader's pitting now.
Slippery surface flag, be careful. King is closing in. The gap is now 0.1. He's quicker than you into light sheep in.
Filling up now should get us to the end.
V12. Okay, Craig. Window open. On exit, we should be in position 17. A few seconds behind Brinker. Car in front of us is right. To right ahead is increasing. It's now 2.9 seconds. King ahead is pitting.
The car in front is pitting. 20 minutes to go.
That lap was at 1:39.14. Alright Craig, lap times are pretty consistent. You've got half your fuel left. The gap to right ahead is increasing. It's now 5.5. Sectors 2 and 3 are 0.9 off the pace. Sector 1 is 0.47 off the pace. Gap to right ahead is now 6.2. You've just done a 138.70. The stewards have warned us for cutting the track. Keep it between the white lines. Wilkinson, it's getting closer. The gap's now 7.5.
40.008. Got about 5 laps of fuel
Wood
left.
ahead is pitting. Okay, Craig, you've got about 4 laps of fuel left. Your last lap time was at 39.19. You're a second down in sector 3. P13. Wilkinson is gaining on you. The gap is now 4.0. Pull you to the end. Box in. 3, 2,
1. Right here.
Box now. Front left, 63%. Rear left,
move it.
65. There's traffic approaching. Watch your mirrors.
The leader is running 36.648.
Okay, Craig. The next car is King. The gap to V1 behind is now 3.4, 1 lap in front.
going well. Keep at it.
The gap to King ahead is increasing. It's now 2.3 seconds. Scott is pitting P16.
Now.
Young, car number 707 is leading the race. To King in front is now 3.1 seconds. That's good consistency, keep it up. The leader, Young, is pitting.
The lead is pitting now.
Scott, car number 088, is now leading.
Cut the cord. You've got to slow down and give up that time.
You'll need to slow down if you don't want a penalty. The gap to P15 ahead is now 2.7 seconds. That lap time was 1:38.92.
You've got about 5 laps of fuel left.
Gap to King in front is now 3.5.
Five minutes to go.
points in. Adelaide, you think it might be Jen? 16th place. The gap ahead is now 1.2.
The leader is running 36.817. You've got about 2 laps of fuel. White flag, 1 more lap to go.
Last lap.
1 lap of fuel left.
Two litres remaining. Remaining. P16, there's the finish. Tough day, mate. We'll do better next time.
Alright,
That's the end of the session.
Okay, we'll get them next time.
we probably could have done a better job of regionalising the calendar ourselves. We could have put Sebring and St. Petersburg together. We could have put Magny-Cours and Le Mans together with the other rounds in Europe. We could have combined Asia with Australia there, weeks 3 and 5. It's a very good thing it's a virtual world, because otherwise they wouldn't be having it from a budget standpoint, the organisers.
Yeah, that's true. But look, at the end of the day, this is the kind of thing that we don't have to worry about as virtual organisers. So I think we can knock that one off and pretend it isn't really. I'll just acknowledge it's not a concern that we need to be too make much of. So yeah, end of the day, it is what it is.
Indeed it is. It was just the one thing that occurred to me as I was looking at the schedule. I was like, okay, so we've gone to Florida, we've gone to France, and we're going back to Florida. Then we're going to The Hills Are Alive with the Sound of Music, and then we're going to France again. Interesting. There's your Julie Andrews reference for the night for your bingo card too, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't think I was capable of getting one of those in. Bondi, have you got a dose of the sad still, or are you in a better mood?
Depends what we're referring to completely.
Okay. All right. In that case, then I'll get the Kleenex on standby for you. Stand by there. I'll come back to you in a moment. Brad Coates, mate, I don't have any intel with regards to what's happened in AM and Pro-Am. I'm hoping you might be able to educate me. But I take it that we're talking about a podium finish for you, considering you've slid into the booth for a chat.
That's it. Podium P3 for me. Pretty good result this week.
Happy. Well, let's talk about that firstly. Then we'll go to Scotty, and I promise not to pick Scotty's brain as much as I did last week, because really he could have had his own podcast. Last week we were chatting to him for that long. Let's chat to you, Coatsy, because it's been a while since we've had a chance to catch up with you, mate. Talk us through the race from your standpoint, the final 60-minute race of the season. We know that Pro-Am's been relatively competitive this season. Magny-Cours, not everybody's favourite cup of tea. I guess that was probably reflected by the fact that we only had 19 on the grid in Pro tonight. It's a tough circuit. It's a slow burn over the course of an hour. What do you make of it?
I've been at Magny-Cours a lot over the last 2 weeks in pretty much all weather conditions. Rain, hail, shine, you name it. So tonight was a bit hotter, so I was able to adapt to the conditions, but just clean air, bang out the laps and keep the tyres under control. A few spins ahead of me, which kind of helped out, but overall it was just a numbers game and putting in the consistent laps.
Excuse me for a moment, Coatsy, I'm coming back to you. But I just want to intervene here and say to Dan Yeoman, you know what we were saying earlier when we caught a shot of Bondi exiting the pit lane, and he was, flirting with the lines there, and we thought he doesn't want to get another pit lane exit penalty or a pit lane entry penalty like Fuji. Schmitty just slid into the chat here and said, note to self, don't cross the bleeping pit line. So he found out the hard way that, yes, there's a way to exit the pit lane there at Magny-Cours and a way not to, unfortunately for our good mate in the Lambo. More on that in just a few moments' time. Staying with you, Brad, how are you set fair as far as the championship's concerned, mate? I mean, there's only 3 weeks to go now. Are you in with a chance over the next few weeks?
Oh, I don't know. The silverware's a bit out of reach. I've been having some okay top 10 results the last couple of weeks, but it's good to get back on the podium. Maybe we might see something materialise, but just trying to keep it up there for the last couple of rounds.
We see you guys on broadcast again next week, I think it is, and then we get a sprint race from you the week. I think it's the sprint next week and the feature the week after, right? So coming into tonight, the margin between the top 6 was 116, and between you and Schmitty, it was 96. So that result obviously helps tonight close that gap. But obviously, you got to hope for results for Benici and Woodsy and Snadden to also fall your way. Dane's dropped by for a chat as well. We'll get to him very shortly. But what do you, you are the only Porsche pilot in that top 5 fight at the moment. 6 different manufacturers in the top 6 because you got the Aston, you got a Ferrari, a Merc, a McLaren, and the Lambo, a Schmitty as well. It's one hell of a contest. We expect that from the Pro-Am split. You'll earn your stripes, 2 sprint rounds and then the Enduro. Where do you think this championship can be won and lost?
I don't know if I'm going to catch the 2 fast guys out front. Seems like P1 and 2 will just jet it off, but definitely there might be a chance of kind of 3, 4, 5. Just hopefully enduros, maybe a bit of rain we can hope for. That'll probably play into my strong suit, but yeah, the longer the better, I find.
How are you finding the Porsche as a whole? Because I mean, here in the Pro Split, we've only got 5 or 6 different manufacturers. There's a lot more manufacturer diversity over where you are.
Yeah, look, I've had to go back to a Logitech G920 for the last probably 3 months. So Porsche's kind of that muscle memory, and not having force feedback, I have imaginary force feedback. So in the Porsche, I'm able to kind of imagine where the TC, where the spin is, where the feeling of the road is, and it's probably the best car that I can just drive.
Indeed. With a view to next season, would you be keen to stay with the Porsche, or would you be tempted to go and test something else over that 2-week break?
Well, hopefully the dev notes come out soon, or maybe we get a new GT3 that everyone can pile onto the new meta. But Porsche's good. I'll probably stick with it. I love my McLaren, OG McLaren, but did the Mercedes in the N24, and that was a bit of fun. So who knows? Maybe I might make a surprise visit in the Mercedes.
Interesting. Watch this space. It's good to see you blokes not being content to stay where you're comfortable. Maybe go out and have a dabble in something else. It always keeps us guessing, and also, of course, it just showcases again the beauty of GT3, where there's no shortage of choice. There are the results for those of you. Snatto's grabbed a win. So Ferrari have won both Pro and Pro-Am tonight. Matt Schmidt in for second. That penalty obviously ruining what might have been for Schmidt, unfortunately. Brad Coates, David Baz, Adam Lavis, then Nathan Michael, and James Delaney in for 7th, Sean Benici 8th, Gallacher 9th, Bernays 10th. So rattle these names off. Okay, 2 in the top 6, namely Schmitty and Snowden, have finished ahead of you, Coatesy, but you ticked all the other boxes there. So Woodsy, Benici, you slowly trim the fat to them. A top 3 still, as far as the championship's concerned, a firm chance.
Look, I'm still in it. Might do a Stephen Bradbury come in from behind and just take out the championship, but who knows? That's half the fun of it.
Extra points on the line at Le Mans, you never know. St. Petersburg next week, mate. Newest track on the server. One we haven't visited in GT3 yet. We go there in the GT3s next week. The Porsche's the week after. How familiar are you with the circuit outside of what you know in the real world? Have you had a chance to download it yet? Have you had a chance to do some laps? And how do you feel as though the Porsche may fare around there?
Love it. I love any street circuit where there's tight concrete walls. Long Beach, love it. Adelaide, love it. St. Petersburg, love it. So I'm sure there'll be plenty of close calls to the wall.
We saw in the supercars it was a little bit difficult for overtaking. Are you worried about that with a view to the invert top 10 feature race?
As long as I can qualify up there, which generally I can't, we'll see. But it's just kind of keeping out of trouble and maybe a little strategic pit stop to beat some traffic. But yeah, see how we go. Maybe a roll of the dice.
All right, very nicely done. Hey, with a view to the round after that, the Red Bull Ring, that'll be a hotly contested round. And then, of course, the Circuit de la Sarthe, the longer the better. So we'll get through the 2 weeks of sprint racing, and then we'll be in your wheelhouse.
That's it. Bring on the long ones.
What else is on your racing radar this week, please?
A bit of practice for Miami and Detroit. 2 new tracks for me coming up and some other series, but probably looking forward to getting a new wheelbase and getting accustomed to that.
Nothing wrong with the gear that Logitech supply. They're, of course, good friends of ours and good friends of our producers team too. So the Logitech Orbit Drop Bear Motorsports table. So, and of course, my headset that I work with when I'm up in the man cave up in Ipswich, some of Logitech's best work. So no, anything you get from their wheelhouse, you'll be in good stead. Who would you like to thank before I let you go, Coatsy?
Just shout out to the usuals, AITX, Shieldcoat, Sudspeed, Kibby, and all the boys at Revolution E-Racing. Together, we all get faster. So thank you as always, and see you next time, Zach.
You guys are having a nice little run at the moment at Revolution. There's no doubt about that. Good to see you out there, buddy. Well done again. We appreciate that. And hopefully we're chatting to you on the championship podium in a few weeks' time, but you're going to have to work mighty hard for it. Go well for the next week. Good luck with the new learning the new circuits. I'll be interested to get your thoughts on those when we next catch up.
Sounds good. Thanks, Zach.
There he is, Brad Coates. Very nicely done in the Porsche, managing to get himself up there. That points race, I'm just watching Adam Lavis crunch the numbers at the moment. Those points will be with you shortly. That points race heating up nicely at this point in time, and I'm just wondering why everything's frozen at my end. Am I losing my producer, or are you losing me? Hello, everybody. Can you hear me?
You are still good.
I'm still good. Yeah, good. Everything just froze up there for a moment, so I wasn't sure if it was Yeaman's end or mine, or if it was both.
Oh, that was definitely me. Sorry. iRacing is just taking a monumental explosion, and
oh no,
and done a number on a few things here. So we're alive again.
Oh no!
But,
because
no more
Jed said
footage. Apologies.
No, that's all right. Because Jed said, yeah, I mean, I was sitting here, and if it was my end, I was about to be on the phone to Telstra to give him an enormous rocket after the internet upgrade today. Let me tell you. So crisis averted for them. Probably a good thing for them actually, and Mum and Dad's ongoing bill. Bondi, I'll get to you in a moment. Dane Snowden, I'll get to you in a moment. James Scott, well done again. 2 from 2. The Ferrari. And you, a perfect combination so far. And you backed up the dominance of Sebring and applied it to Magny-Cours, mate. Very well played. Talk us through the hour from your standpoint, please.
Yeah, mate. Thank you. The Ferrari felt pretty good around here. Again, minimal practice. I had a few equipment issues this week, so I haven't been able to be on the sim at all. Other than that, it was a good race, good fun.
Indeed, the differences, let's be honest, no two circuits are the same, but you couldn't get much different between Sebring and Magny-Cours, mate. Talk to me about how the Ferrari goes from circuit to circuit, because really it looks seamless, but I'm sure there's moments where you look at it and think, well, I'm interested to get a gauge on what you've had to do throughout the course of the week in taking the knowledge of Sebring and applying it to Magny-Cours, just virtually because they're such different racetracks, mate.
Yeah, honestly, the car felt really good. The setup last week was awesome, and this week was likewise. I didn't really have the pace in qualifying, but didn't put the lap together. But in the race, the car was very, very consistent. I probably did 20 or so laps within the 10th. So that was really awesome. It's weird because obviously quite a high wing circuit around here compared to what we were at Sebring, which was sort of that mid range of aero. But normally you sort of load the rear wing up and you lose a bit of front, but I didn't really have that. It still had pretty decent overall front grip, so pretty happy.
Is it still going to be the form car, or is it more about you being the form driver when you look at the next 3 stops on the tour?
I got no idea, mate, to be honest. I didn't actually think I don't actually, believe it or not, think the Ferrari was the form car around this circuit. When you look at, and I'm purely basing it on, a few of the setup shops around, but none of them rated the Ferrari all that highly around here. So it seems like it was a bit of a Mercedes track in terms of official results this week as well. So believe it or not, I don't actually think the Ferrari was all that good around here. I know it had 2 good results tonight, but it was still very good to drive.
So that's more of a okay. Did you just get the same message I got, Mr. Yeaman, from Matt Schmidtke saying the stream died? Have we got back on air or
I've
not?
noticed that it's died.
Oh,
yes. Are we talking to no one?
We might have been for a little bit. Oh dear. No. Hang on, let me see if I can do a reboot here for the sake of a reboot.
Copy.
The last thing that was said was when Brad disappeared.
And apparently I've got an issue where apparently I can't even kickstart the stream. OBS is going to throw an error with the video encoder. on my
All
graphics
right.
card.
Oh, is that
Oh, yeah, had that before.
so? Does that mean we're done for the night?
I think we might be done there and then abruptly. Okay.
All right. No, that's all right. Well, all we can do is run an apology on Wednesday night for that. If that's the case, if you can't get us back going, you can't get us back going. That's just
Or at least not without rebooting OBS. Let's see if just turning off OBS and starting it up again fixes that problem.
All right. Hang tight here, boys. Thanks for sliding in to give us that intel, Brooksy. Scotty, you stay there as well, because really, I mean, as soon as you answered that question, I was like, well, it says more about the driver, so that's a nice little congratulatory pat on the back for yourself.
Yeah, I was actually, yeah, I didn't really know what I was expecting tonight, to be honest. But I was a bit worried when I was looking, and there was no Ferraris winning any races this week. So.
And the other thing too, mate, I guess you mentioned Mercedes, etc. Well, the two guys that have been running at the front of the championship, of course, bloody Donaldson running the Merc, and I can swear because we're off air. Mitchum, of course, buggering off to the Canadian Grand Prix, half his friggin' luck. That's really C's part moment for you. He's running the Mustang. It would have been interesting to see what they might have put on the table, but again, when you're 11 seconds up the road,
back live.
It doesn't matter. Oh, we're back live? Oh, beautiful.
We're back live. There we go.
I've still got
a kill and reboot of OBS. That's a new one for me.
I've still got a frozen screen, share screen from you at my end.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Yeoman, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. As long as we're back live and I can talk to people and people can listen to what the gibberish that I'm going to spew out, then everyone's happy. Apologies for that break in transmission, ladies and gentlemen. Technical issue on the producer and director's end. Thankfully, it happened at the end of the chat that we had with Brad Coates, who won Pro-Am, of course. We got two questions into James Scott's interview, and his team boss has slid into the booth and said, boys, you're not on air. The stream's just blown up. So Brooksy's here to have a chat. We'll catch up with him. I think he's here more to have a chat with me post-race, and we'll catch up with you shortly, mate. Phenomenal night for your boys, of course, with Coates' podium and, of course, what we've seen from James Scott. Mate, thanks for sticking around to have a chat with us. I apologise that you have to try and repeat exactly what you were saying there earlier, so we'll try and simplify it and summarise it as best as possible. But another clinical performance, 2 on the trot, and again, in excess of 10 seconds to winning margin. But hard to believe that you've been able to back up what you did at Sebring and deliver at Magny Core, considering that the two circuits are so vastly different. The Ferrari, however, on song all night.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, good race tonight. It was didn't really know what to expect, to be honest. Had a few equipment issues this week, so haven't been able to practice, which wasn't ideal. But yeah, the Ferrari was really good last week. Wasn't all that confident heading to this week. I think it was, believe it or not actually the ideal car to be in. It looked like the official racing this week was pretty dominant by the Mercedes and Porsche a little bit. So yeah, no, really good race though. Car was on rails, so yeah, can't fold it.
What I was saying to you off air, for the benefit of everybody at home, when you said that the Ferrari you didn't necessarily think would be the car to have tonight, I guess that maybe says a little bit more about what you bring to the table as a driver and what you were able to do with the car in your hands. We've seen Denchi do that before with cars that he's driven that have somewhat been frowned upon by everybody else or steered well clear of by everybody else. So we're used to seeing this. It's just a different name that's doing it now. But I would have been very interested to see what the Mustang of Richard Mitchum might have put on the table if he wasn't at the Canadian Grand Prix half his luck. And if Eli Donaldson was here as well in the Merc, that might have been, it could have been a different scenario. It could have been a different ball game, but it may have well ended up being exactly the same script.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, we'll never really know the answer to that. But yeah, no, honestly, the Ferrari, it does seem, I haven't really driven too many other cars, but once the tires come up in the Ferrari, it seems pretty stable. So yeah, no complaints. Probably a good car to get up to speed with in this class of racing. So Yeah, no, can't really fault it. Don't know what the best car is for next season, but yeah, no, this is doing well at the moment.
You said something there in your first answer that I'm really interested to branch out on and extend on, right? Or expand on. And that is that, Christ, I'm having trouble with my words tonight, boys. Apologies. The when you talked about spoke about not being able to get as much practice in the can this week as you would normally do, is that because you're still branching out into GT3, that the practice you wanted to be able to complete is important to your preparation? Or is that something you apply to all your sim racing as well, mate, knowing full well that Dan Yeoman's just relaying to us as well, ladies and gentlemen, that the whole PC at his end froze, which is something new in all of his years of iRacing broadcasting and the like, a brand newie. So we're still learning things from the technical side, and we're 6 years into this thing. Scotty, basically, mate, how important is preparation to practice to your preparation? And I mean that across both the supercar. Would that have phased you so much if it was a supercar, given how well versed you are there, or is it because it is GT3 and it's still a formula that you're learning in and doing very well in, I might add, even without the practice, that preparation is important to you?
Yeah, I'm not really someone that comes on and bangs out hundreds of laps before any form of race. Maybe did a little bit more practice historically compared to what I do now. But if it was a supercar, you drive that week in, week out, you should be able to jump in that and be on the pace within a few laps. But I was, again, like Sebring, I didn't have much practice, but and then here again tonight, very, very minimal practice. But overall, I didn't really think I'd be able to jump in and sort of grid and go the race and be able to have the speed that I did. So I don't know. I do. Banging on 50, 100, 150 laps before a race. Not really for me.
All right, interesting. The next couple of rounds, mate, I'll make this quick because Yeaman's already been yawning tonight. I've got an 8-hour drive ahead of me tomorrow. I think everyone's happy to have an early mark. We're all still probably fatigued from the weekend that was. We've been watching motorsport from first until last. We've had Canada, Indy, Charlotte, you name it. St. Petersburg next week. We're looking forward to that immensely. I mean, it's a brand new entity, new circuit on the tour. We've already seen the supercars there. What are your thoughts on that and how it may play, especially when it comes to the invert, with the knowledge that it wasn't necessarily the friendliest racetrack for overtaking in the supercars a couple of weeks ago?
Wish I could give you a better answer than this, but I don't even have the racetrack yet, so I got absolutely no idea. Purely being a street circuit, I'm going to say yes, overtaking quite difficult, especially in these cars with the shortened braking zone compared to the supercar. If the supercar was tough, it's probably going to be even tougher. But in saying that, street circuit do invite errors to be made. So just put the pressure on the guy ahead and wait for him to crack basically, and see what happens. But Sebring was one circuit tonight was very different. St. Petersburg probably again different, but if we were strong at these two previous circuits, then no reason we can't be at least half decent there.
All right, very nicely done. Stay with me for a sec here, James, because Adam Laves has already crunched the numbers here, ladies and gentlemen. Preliminarily, I can't even spit it out. That's how tired I am. The preliminary, yeah, exactly. That's the one. I was going to say preliminarily, these are I think that's the right word to use. These are the provisional point standings pending any post-race changes, amendments or anything like that, but it didn't look like there was anything to call in tonight. Looked like race control had a pretty cruisy night. 540 for Richard Mitchum, 537 for Eli Donaldson, and 525 for Daniel Edmonds. Look who's fourth. Matty Dench, 442. Paul Rogers, 404. Rodney Gollan, 401. Luke Page, 400. Harrison Denbrinker, 399. And then below that, on 398, you have Luke King, and 394, Derek Fitzgerald. So what's that, 100 and... Let's have a look. 10th place, 394. I'm going to say 146 points, first to 10th. 3 manufacturers prominent there. 5 of those are Ford Mustangs, 2 Mercs, 3 Porsches. So 3 manufacturers dominating, but look at what's going on here. Bo's been here a couple more times than Scotty. He's on 339 up in 15th spot. And James Scott, 25th after only 2 stops on the tour and 205 points already. So if he keeps going on that trajectory and people don't keep showing up, he's in the top 15 by the end of the term. It'll be interesting to see if he can keep